So I let a few days go by. Then I said, all right, has Kendrick responded? I'm gonna see if Kendrick responded just yet. I'm gonna say, did Kendrick respond just yet? So then I heard something. I saw like the little ugly looking cover, and it said Kendrick Lamar response to Drake. So I said, because in the sport of hip hop, I'm waiting for the response because we know it's gonna be some fire to come from the camp. So it's like, all right, cool. I said, all right, cool. So I'm listening to the record. I'm listening to the Kendrick Lamar response to the record. And then it dawned on me, wait, it don't have no PG Lane. It ain't got no Universal. It ain't got no Sony. It ain't got nothing attached to it. And I was like, well, maybe Drake did the same thing and they just released it independently. But then this is something. I hate getting in the hole. I keep running to the hole. It's like the rabbit hole right there. And I'm just running to it like, oh, let me go jump. Man. Welcome to the Man Lucrative podcast. I'm the host, the one, the only Magneto 7 in the building. Yo. Everybody on Patreon, hopefully y'all enjoyed the pre-show, because I did. I loved it. Yo, did y'all enjoy the pre-show? Because I really enjoyed it. Everybody that watches this on playback on YouTube, y'all be missing out. Everybody on Super Chats, I appreciate the $4.99. Y'all don't miss out because y'all are here. But everybody that watches this on playback, y'all missed the whole pre-show, and it really is. It's entertaining. I say that. It's less informal and more entertaining. So it's just like a little vibe. It's like I'm creating a vibe. It's like I'm just doing the thing. You know what I mean? But anyway, this is episode. What is this episode? Help me out. I don't have no in-ears. 1 second. Episode. Come on, dog. 147. Thank you. You gonna lose your job. You gonna lose your job. Hey. Nah. Okay. You're not. I'm just talking. But anyway, this is episode 147. So, all right, we have a whole lot to talk about today. We got a lot to talk about. I don't know how deep in depth I really want to go when it comes to this whole Drake thing, because by the time y'all watch this on YouTube, it's gonna be late. Like, it's gonna be probably, what are we, like 2 weeks in? We got 2. So y'all gonna be, this is mad late for y'all. But anyway, if y'all have not been keeping up and y'all have been under a rock, we're gonna talk about a little bit of Drake. We're gonna talk about Rick Ross a little bit. We're gonna talk about 50. And then we just got more money to talk about. We gotta talk about some money. But let me shout everybody out in a minute. All right, let's see who we got. We got Angela, what up? Big Mike, what up? Timbo 2, what up? Gracie, what's going on? Edward, what up? I'm gonna call you, I don't wanna call you Edward, I'm gonna call you Big E. Big E! What up? Jordan B, what up? GTSVTV 954. What up? I think I saw CLJ Cross over there too. Blueberry, what's up? So this is what I want to talk about. Right? Let's start with this. How many people know how I really feel about hip hop? How I really feel about just entertainment, right? Because this is what I look at. I look at how many people are creating music, for one. How many people are monetizing the music, are making money from music, and how many people have the reach to be able to go book a stadium or book a coliseum? How many people actually have the reach to be able to do that stuff now, right? And if I look at those numbers, I'm going to have to put Kendrick and I'm going to have to put Drake in those categories. That's how this starts. And I'm only starting with this because y'all know, I feel like, even though I love hip hop as a sport, right? I love hip hop as a sport. I love the competition between people. I'm going to always believe in people mastering their own art. And when they master their art, they give that to other people and then people digest it. It's a lot of people. They digest it and then they say, "Oh, you made that song. It touched my heart. I really felt the way I was going through something when I heard that, and then you made the song. That every time I hear the song, I feel better." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So when J. Cole did what he did, I'm like, "All right, I get it. That's cool. I get it from an artistic standpoint, creative freedom. I love it. I love that part. But when it comes to taking a stance. You say I'm gonna take a stance. I'm gonna say I'm the greatest of all times. Let's write it on the board. I'm writing it in cursive. I am the greatest of all times. So if you take that stance and say you're him, or you're a hymologist, or you're hymothy, then I assume that when you say that, you know what comes along with that territory. You can't just say I'm the greatest at doing something and then not prove it or not be tested. You're gonna be tested. That's how this works. So even with me, right? Y'all know, if y'all can see on TikTok, I'm a producer, right? I'm a music producer, and a lot of the times when I get in certain rooms with other producers, I automatically know, or I have a preconceived notion of what their ability might be as far as production. So I look at them, I'm like, all right, cool. You got your laptop. You ain't worried about no keyboard. You ain't worried about no bass guitar. You ain't worried about no drums, no nothing. You just got your laptop. I'm going to assume that you're just going to be a loop producer. You're going to find loops. You're going to put loops together and make a song. And nothing's wrong with that, right? But if you come with me, you say, I'm gonna challenge you. You're a producer. I'm a producer too. Who got the hardest beats? I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. all right. Is that what you really want? Listen, even though my whole objective is not to show out when I'm producing music. My objective is not to show that I'm better than nobody. My objective is not to belittle anybody with my beats. Yo, you ain't ready for this. I got the beats for doing that. That is not the aggressive standpoint that I choose when I'm talking about music. Right? I don't choose that standpoint when I'm talking about music because I believe that everybody does have their own creative freedom. I've seen some producers that we call producers that don't know how to touch no keyboards. They are fire. So I'm never going to belittle those people. But if you come up and you say, look, I'm me. I'm the biggest. I'm a part of the big three. I'm going to say, okay. It's gonna be like Apollo Creed. They gonna think. The funny thing is, a lot of the newer producers, they think that I'm just, good morning, CEO Trace, what up? But a lot of the newer producers be thinking that I got the one thing in my bag. The one thing is, Magneto, he a soul producer. And they say, all right, dude, bring the bass out and make the keys and all that stuff. And I'm gonna do that. But then if they say, but you ain't got no 808s. I don't know. What does that mean anyway? But you ain't got no 808s, so you ain't got no snares and kicks like I got. I'm like, all right, cool. I challenge you. Oh, keyword, you just got me. You got me. Now I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, now I'm a 40-year-old man. I've been producing music for a long time. Are you sure that that's the stance that you want to take right now? Are you sure? Because if that's the stance that you want to take, then I'll just prove why I'm me. And they say, yo, yeah, dog, play your hardest beat. I would say, no, I won't play my hardest beat. I'll just make the hardest beat in front of you. Then I make a third one. Then I make a sixth one. Then I make a 10th one. All within a matter of like 20 minutes. So by the time the youngins leave, they'll be like, yo, how did he just make 10 beats in 20 minutes? How did he do that? I don't know. He is a genie. But now I'm having fun. But that's my take when it comes to the Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick stuff. Like, you can't take a certain stance on record, and then when it comes I normally say money time, but when it comes time to prove the skill or prove that you are who we think you are, you can't flake out and get on stage and say, hey. This is a cold dude. Hey. Hold on. Everybody, hold on. I got something to say. All right, I got something to say. Listen, I really felt bad about what I said about my homeboy, Kendrick Lamar. He is one of the greatest of all times. And if it wasn't for Kendrick, then I would be doing so-and-so. The crowd like this. Bro, why you do that? I love the hood, man. The hood is fun. Oh, the hood is fun. But this is something else. Y'all know I like to go to the money. This is where we're going to go to the money. All right. So everybody on YouTube, everybody on Patreon, we're going to go to the money. All right. So when we're talking about this beef, we're talking about Kendrick. We got to really fix that. But we're talking about Kendrick, we're talking about Cole, and we're talking about Drake. All right, so who is signed to who? Who's signed to who? Who's getting money from where? Who's managing who? Who has the contract with who? We're going to talk about that part. Because this is me, right? Again, I know how to separate the two. I love the art of creating music, but I love the business too. I love the business and I like to share the business, right? So a few weeks ago, we talked about Fox owning Tubi. And everybody's like, yo, Fox don't own Tubi? Fox own Tubi? No, Fox don't own Tubi. I said, Fox owns Tubi. Somebody in the chat on YouTube Googled it right quick. They said, yo, Fox owns Tubi. I said, I know. I told you. So class says Drake got too much industry pull. I agree. Let me see what else you said. When the lights get bright. When the lights get bright, it get hot. It get hot when them lights get bright. All right, so anyway, how I said Fox owns Tubi. We discovered that. We already know what's what. Now we also know that Universal Music Group is in bed with Spotify. That's nothing new. Also we know, and if you didn't know, then I need a clue bomb. Just drop bomb. Right. So then, if we know Fox owns Tubi and we know Spotify, I'm gonna say Spotify is owned by Universal. That's false now. That's false information. Before y'all hit me with the false information on YouTube, I already know it. But let's hypothetically say that Spotify is in bed with Universal, right? Which there is some proof for that. Anyway, then who's signed to who? And who's running up numbers for who? And is this the reason Drake did not officially release the song? Class says Drake signed a $500 million deal with Universal. Yep, exactly. So this is the thing. In saying that, because that was a part of my points too. In saying that, if y'all didn't know on YouTube, on Patreon, Class on TikTok said Drake signed the $500 million deal with Universal. They're not letting them fall. I agree. Absolutely right. So, in knowing that, is that the reason Drake did not formally release the song? Is that the reason? If that's the reason, I can respect it. It's money. It's a lot of money involved, right? All right. So I give him a clap for that. Right? A lot of money. But then I wanted to start looking into Kendrick Lamar, right? And the PG Lane label, right? Who is PG Lane signed to? And I'm pulling this up so y'all can kind of see what I'm talking about, right? All right, so PG Lane, and this is the thing. All right, this is the thing, because I don't want no smoke. I might end up working with Kendrick at some point, so I don't want no smoke as it relates to that camp, right? But it says right here that PG Lane is independently ran and owned, right? But Top Dog is the underwriter. Tell me, you see? Do you see where I'm about to go with this? All right. And I hate when Drake does what he does because Drake is so cerebral when it comes to his lyrics. But it really made me have some questions. It really made me have questions. Class says, drop it, give me 50. Exactly. It made me have questions. So I said, okay, if Top Dog is the underwriter for PG Lane and Top Dog is officially under, I think it was Interscope, and Universal is the head over Interscope, then the beef actually benefits who? Universal. What up, DJ? What up? The beef really helps out Universal. It boosts the stock for one. It boosts Universal stock for one because everybody's gonna be. I'm sure if they anything like me, if it's anything like me, Class A Drake is Kendra's boss. I don't want to say that. I'm not gonna say that. But it's a lot of different joint ventures. I know Top Dog had, and I'll look them up right quick. But I know Top Dog did have a joint venture with Universal, and they had a joint venture with Sony, and they had a joint venture with Warner Chapel at some point. But let me just look it up right quick. Let me make sure. I don't want to give y'all no fake information. Let's see. Yes. So from all right. This is horrible. This is hard. Kendrick, I love you, dog. But all right, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this works. We're gonna see how this works. Drake owns his. Yes. All right, so this is the thing. All right. This is a headache. So Top Dog has a joint venture with Universal, with Warner Music, and with Sony Music Entertainment, right? Now, if you do some digging into the PG Lane is signed to Sony. Is that the reason why Top Dog has a joint venture with Sony? Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. The whole drop it, give me 50 is this is a whole different, it morphs into a whole different situation. Class, it's gonna be me and you talking. You on to something, bro. I appreciate it. But it's the thing. If indeed, because I'm reading it right here. Universal Music Group, Warner Chapel, and Sony Music Entertainment has a joint venture with Top Dog. PG Lane is signed to Sony, technically. Top Dog has a joint venture with... Drop it, give me 50, man. Drop it, give me 50, man. Oh my God. Fall under. Yes. So this is the thing, all right, and this is why I like to present these options, right? Because I just mentioned Fox owning Tubi and how we be clowning Tubi, right? We have made Tubi like the new what was that chat? What was the chat that everybody was going to during the pandemic and making it dope and making it a nice little hangout spot? Y'all remember the chat? It was like a chat room. I can't remember the name of it though. If y'all remember it on TikTok or y'all remember on YouTube or on Patreon, what is the name of the chat that everybody was going to during the pandemic and we made it hot? And now it's just like meh, because everybody from Meta, TikTok, and other platforms, X, everybody took the sauce and just incorporated that thing into their platform. I can't remember the name of the chat though. Clubhouse. Thank you. Yes. So just like everybody was talking about how lame Tubi is, but Fox owns it. Then everybody went to Clubhouse and we made it famous and we made that a dope platform. Then some hedge fund people said, "Look, let me cop that." All right, so now we trash on that. Then we all went to Spotify when it first came out, including me. We all went to Spotify, uploaded music back to back, only to find out that Universal Music Group pretty much owns Spotify. I mean, let's call a thing a thing. So then if we put those numbers beside those numbers, and have y'all found, did I post it? Did I save it or did I post it? I think I posted it on my stories. But in my stories, all right, I posted, I'm going to see if I can still pull it up. I might be able to still pull it up. If I can, that'll be great. I cannot pull it up. Hold up. Maybe. Give me a second. Give me a second, y'all. Ah, dang. All right, I can't pull it up. So in my stories about yesterday, I posted a guy from Adonis. What up, boy? What up? But in my stories, I posted a guy from Jamaica talking about how Spotify was going to start changing some things. They're implementing new systems. I'll call it that. They call it a system. I call it an exit strategy. You catch it? They call it a system, and I call it an exit strategy. What Spotify is doing is they're taking off all music that has. First, they said we're going to take off low quality content. That's why when I do the music reviews, every time I do music reviews, I keep saying, yo, you got to do the mixing. The song don't sound like this. Why did you freestyle the song? You got all auto-tune. Now they're getting to the point where they're going to do quality control on your Black A's. It ain't just Black A's. All right. Let me take that back. on your artsy A's, right? They're going to Universal on Splice too. It's crazy. They're going to start taking all of y'all's music down that they deem low quality content. Like Pandora, exactly. Now, that was the first thing they said. Then now they just said this. Well, if you have under 1,000 plays on Spotify, then we got to take your music off the platform because it's low quality content. Nobody's streaming your music anyway. We're gonna take it off. What I think is happening, and we're gonna see. Y'all know I like to present options, and I like to present some circumstances and see how it unpacks, how it unfolds, right? So I foresee in the very near future where Spotify is going to get in bed with the hope. Yep, that too. But I think Spotify, if not already, they're going to be in bed with all of the top DJs, right? They're going to be in bed with all of the top DJs. And if us, producers, singers, songwriters, artists, rappers, whoever got music, if you don't spend money with those DJs that's got an affiliation with Spotify, then you're not going to have quality plays. You're not going to have quality plays, right? Because I think what Spotify is going to start deeming a quality play, they're not going to really care about they're not going to care about the consumer that's paying the $10.99 for Spotify. I don't know how much it is now. I'm just put that number out there. But they're not going to be studying. They're not going to be stutting in the hood. They say stutting. They ain't going to be stutting nobody that has the $10.99 version of Spotify and just the consumer that streams songs back to back. They're not going to care about those people. The people that they're going to really, really put a lot of pressure and weight on is going to be the DJs. The DJs are going to be the people that's going to have I don't know why it's blocking your comments, but I want to see what you said. But at some point, the DJs are going to be the only people that have the quality streams. And if your music is not on one of those DJs that we deem certified through Spotify, then we're going to take the music off. That's what I think is coming. I think that's coming. And then the other side of this is this. I believe that all of these big platforms understand that the cloud is getting too heavy. I think they understand it. Like, all right, we got probably, I don't know how many people. Let's look it up. We got a certain amount of people that's uploading music every day on Spotify, and we got to start making space for more people. Because we really don't care about the artists. We really care about how many users do we have coming to the platform, using the platform on a consistent basis so we can cash in on them. How many people are coming back to back to back? Do you think physical will ever come back? Yes. Yes, class. Give me a second. I got a whole concept for that. I do feel like physical is coming back. But look at this. All right, let's see. How many artists upload music to Spotify per day? All right. Let's look this up. Oh, God. Yeah, they got to take all y'all music off. It's about to be a rap. They say, hey, you got to get them out of here, dog. They're doing too much. Right now, so think about this. So y'all know how I'm always clowning people on showing Spotify numbers, right? Because Spotify numbers are technically inflated, right? Think of this. Think of every time you think of Spotify, think of this, right? As of now, current day is roughly 100,000 tracks uploaded to Spotify. I don't know why TikTok does this. We got to figure that out. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right. So right now, current day, there's roughly 100,000 tracks uploaded to Spotify every day. 100,000 tracks uploaded to Spotify every day. Now I have a whole nother thing with that. Are these real tracks that's being uploaded? Are these AI tracks? Are these tracks that's being uploaded so they can show? I'm going to start getting deep. I don't want to get banned again. I keep getting banned. I hate getting banned, yo. I hate getting banned. Every time I start getting into deep water territory and I'm talking about money and I'm talking about like the paper trail for these platforms, they always ban me like that. It's ridiculous. But we're going to test it out. We're going to test it out. All right. So let's say that 100,000 tracks is getting uploaded to Spotify per day. And then Spotify is going to take those numbers and go show it to the investors and show it to all of the people that own a piece of Spotify. Say, look, hey, our platform is always growing. The platform is always, look at this. We got 100,000 people upload music every day, but they're not telling them where the music came from. They're not telling them the idea of AI generating new songs, and then AI uploads those new songs to the platform, and then that counts towards that 100,000 plays, and then we only have maybe, I'm going to say 20,000 humans. We have 20,000 humans to upload music, but the rest of that is all AI and computer generated. I think that might be where it is. I'm just saying, and this is all just a theory. This is just a theory. I don't have any proof of this happening, but let's just say for conversational purposes, let me see. Class says, I definitely think there's a lot of AI. Yes. What did it say? They own right 20. Exactly. So let's just say that. Let's just say that AI and tech is uploading 80,000 songs per day, and then as humans 20,000 songs per day. Then they're gonna take those numbers to the investors and say, look, these are the numbers that we got going on. If y'all want to invest some more in Spotify, we're a booming platform. But they're not doing the relational equity where they're showing people, look, this is how many people are on what they are. Oh my God, I just unpacked it. Oh no, Lord Jesus. Oh God. I just unpacked it. Oh no. All right. Hear me out. Oh my God. Y'all, we keep running to the same thing over and over. Adonis says stop using Spotify for a reason. Exactly. So this is the thing. All right, check this out. Do I want to say this? We might have to cut this out for YouTube and I just put it on Patreon. Y'all can hear it, but just hear me out. All right. So let's say this. Let's say they are inflating the numbers, getting up to the 100,000 uploads per day. Let's say that they are taking those numbers to the investors or whoever is the capital fund raising people. And they say, all right, we have 100,000 people that's uploading music per day, right? Then the people that's from the capital or the hedge fund companies or whoever owns the majority of the stake, like the stockholders in Spotify, let's say that they do have a person that's in the field, right? Let's say they have a person in the field that's doing a fact check. They're fact checking everything. All of the numbers that Spotify brings to us, I'm a fact check them, right? So let's say Procter & Gamble owns a piece of Spotify. Let's say whoever owns a piece of Spotify, right? Let's say they send their people out. They say, go look on social media and see how many people are actually uploading music to Spotify. Because it seems too good to be true. 100,000 per day. I don't know. I don't really know. But let's see how many people are actually uploading music to Spotify per day so we can continue to invest in the platform. Because they say they're growing by the hundreds of thousands per day. So now, what's the person going to do? They're going to get on social media. They're going to see your A's. They're going to see all your A's on social media doing what? Look at my Spotify numbers. I did 100,000 streams this year. I did 200,000 streams this year. I did 1 million streams this year. They're going to see all of these facts and all of these artists saying, I uploaded my song on Spotify and I got 1 million views. I got 1 million streams this year. Because everybody does it at the end of the year. Have been doing it for a few years now. But everybody does it at the end of the year. So then the person that's on the ground or the person that's in the field, they're going to go back to the investor and say, well, look, it must be right because look at all of these people that's posting their numbers on Spotify. They're not knowing behind the veil, it's a whole nother operation going on. It's a whole... All right, I'm going to stop. I got to change. Let's change up the energy. Got to change up the energy, y'all. I don't have enough money to battle nobody like that. I don't have enough money to battle nobody like that. I just want us to be aware, right? Let's just be aware. Because I do feel like there is something going on. Even with the whole Drake and Kendrick stuff, right? I kind of got pissed off because I started seeing when I first saw the Drake record. I saw the first Drake record that was put out, and I was like, "All right, that's cool. I like the beat. I like the sample that's behind. Get money, get money." Then I said, "Wait, so it's another version of this that dropped at the same time." So I listened to that one. I said, "Okay, it's on another beat. Maybe some producer got the vocals and they just they produced it." But then I thought, this is a new record. Hold up, this is a new record. How did somebody get the Drake vocals and drop 2 beats on it and Drake signed off on this, and it's just, how did this happen? Claire says AI. So then I was starting to think. I said, all right, so I let a few days go by. Then I said, all right, has Kendrick responded? I'm gonna see if Kendrick responded just yet. I'm gonna say, did Kendrick respond just yet? So then I heard something. I saw like the little ugly looking cover, and it said Kendrick Lamar response to Drake. So I said, because in the sport of hip hop, I'm waiting for the response because we know it's gonna be some fire to come from the camp. So I was like, all right, cool. I said, all right, cool. So I'm listening to the record. I'm listening to the Kendrick Lamar response to the record. And then it dawned on me, wait, it don't have no PG Lane. It ain't got no Universal. It ain't got no Sony. Ain't got nothing attached to it. And I was like, well, maybe Drake did the same thing and they just released it independently. But then, this is something, I hate getting in the hole. I keep running to the hole. It's like the rabbit hole right there. And I'm just running to it like, oh, let me go jump. All right. But do y'all remember everybody that's been keeping up with me talking about AI? Everybody that's been keeping up with me talking about AI and tech. Let's see. The best love says it was the radio with Kendrick verse this morning. Okay, I haven't heard that yet. I gotta look for it. So this is the thing, right? Do y'all remember me talking about how I think a lot of labels are gonna cut some jobs? And then they cut the jobs. If y'all were somebody else, I would listen to me. Listen. So for some time now, I've been talking about people either quitting or losing jobs, and they're cutting whole departments of people, like whether it's the management people, because managers have only been going off of AI. I let that set in. Managers have only been going off AI. Managers have only been going off of analytics. When A&Rs, analytics. When it comes to who's signing who, analytics. They're not looking at the people at a human perspective, from a human perspective. That's why we get people like Sexy Red and people that just has a following out of nowhere, right? That's how we get those people. We get those people because the industry only runs off of analytics. It's all numbers. They don't care about your talent. That's why I think it's so comedic when anybody comes to me and say, yo, I got mad talent, bro. I'm the next one. So I'm like, bro, don't nobody care about your song. Nobody cares about what type of songs you write. Nobody cares about how dope of an artist you are. Now, I care because I love music. I love art. I care. But the average person that's a decision maker in the business, they don't care. Nobody cares about your talent, what the numbers look like. They're just trying to sell something at some point. So the fact that we all have kind of morphed into little bitty bots, like the Matrix. I feel like everybody's kind of morphed into little bitty bots. This is how everybody's morphed into little bots. When is the last time you heard a group of rappers that just spitting with no auto-tune? Just bar for bar, I wrote this song. I wrote lyrics to this song, and it became like a hit, like Slit Rick Children's Story. Slit Rick Children's Story is a full. You can make a movie out of it. Eminem Stan, you can make a movie out of it. 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying. Guess what? He made a movie out of it. Artists have gotten away from that part of it, and they're running behind the analytics. How do you run behind the analytics, you may ask? This is how you run behind the analytics. So-and-so did this song. He used this 808. He used this synthesizer. He used this drum machine. He used this person to sing the hook. I must need to get the same thing. Then you go run over there, and you do the same thing that they did. Guess what? You just became a clone. You just became a clone. You didn't do any. You didn't offer nothing different. You just did the same thing that the next person did. So now you became a bot. Versus people like a Kendrick or even like a Drake, because Drake is aware, but I think Drake likes the bread so much when it's just like, yo, money over everything. I'm gonna get this bag. I think that's where Drake is. Let me see. Class says, I just let him know the situation. Let me see. Hopefully, it will be a future. Up in Philly. Yo, if it's somebody in Philly, send them to me. I love. So this is the thing. This is the other thing. Every time I meet with the independent artists, I don't opt in to produce them. Even if I love their music, I love how they perform on track. I love their charisma. I'll say it like that. I love their charisma on track. I like their numbers. I like their sound. Even with all of those variables, when I talk to an independent artist, my opt-in is not going to be to produce music for them first. I want to make sure that their personal business is right. That's me. The average music producer is going to be like, yo, I'm going to produce a song on them, and I'm going to get them a deal, and I'm going to milk them, and I'm going to sell them. That's the average music producer. I'm not the average. I want to make sure that your personal business is together. So when money time comes up, you got your own publishing company. You got your own LLC. You got your own, all of this stuff. So you can take advantage of the art that you create. That's why I am the way I am. Matter of fact, I forgot to say it. My bad. We just started the pod. This episode is brought to you by me with the Music Masterclass. So depending on when you're watching this, I think you might be watching this right before it starts. But everybody that's live with me right now, everybody on TikTok, everybody on Patreon, everybody on YouTube, if y'all got somebody that's trying to be a music producer, singer, songwriter, rapper, and they want to get into the music business, they need to produce their own music, they need to mix and master, they need to learn the publishing, they need to learn how to brand themselves, send them my way. Send them my way. Especially y'all that's live with me right now. So what's happening is I did not do this. I think this is the first time I actually did offer a early bird special, right? Because when I do my master classes, the base price is $97 and the VIP price is $197. So what I decided this time, because I saw a lot of people send me messages, bro, I really want to come, but I ain't got it. I really want to come and I ain't got it. I said, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to offer them 50% off. 50% off. If you want to join my masterclass, especially everybody in the chat, everybody on Patreon, everybody on YouTube, if you want to join the masterclass between now and when is the cutoff? When is the cutoff? Give me a second. I'm finding the cutoff. The cutoff is Tuesday. So if you want to join my masterclass between now and Tuesday, it'll only be $47. or $48. If you want to join my masterclass before Tuesday, it'll be $48. After that, ain't no more early bird special. And people have been opting in to the early bird. So I'm just going to offer that to y'all. Don't say I ain't do nothing for you. Good morning. Good morning. So back to it. All right, back to it. If we know that Drake is used to being on top, and we're used to knowing that the industry is always going to be on top, why do we feel like they would not try out these new AI tools? Because when you're doing business, and I don't know if anybody, I know, Angela, you got your own business, but if anybody is doing business, if you've ever been in business, or anything that requires more than just you doing something, or even if it is just you, right? Let's say that you got a new concept. The new concept, what are we going to put out there? We're going to put out there, cool. Let's say you got a rapper that's want to sell ice cream, right? It's a rapper that's going to sell ice cream. The ice cream is like Dewey's, I mean not Dewey's, but Brewster's, any of this type of stuff, right? They want to sell that product. What you got to do, you got to test the market. That's the first thing. To see if people actually want the thing that you got to offer. And then after you test the market, then you got to start setting the price points. After you set the price points, then you're going to have another testing period to see how many people actually come patronize the business. You see how much foot traffic you got, then you build another plan based off of the foot traffic and you build a successful business. That's a part of building a business, right? So let's just say, for conversational purposes, let's just say that Universal already got AI. They're already rolling it out. They're already testing it on us to see if we'll actually notice the difference, or if we'll just go with it and say, oh, that's a dope song. Let's say that they're testing all of this stuff out. And let's say it's successful. I imagine somebody like Drake utilizing that every day of the week. I imagine him using something like that every day of the week. Oh, so I ain't got to really record nothing. I'm going to license my voice out to you. That's why I think we're coming. I think we're going there. I'm going to license my voice out to you, Universal, or Sony, or Columbia, or Capitol, or whoever. I'm going to license my voice out to you for a year. And while my voice is licensed out to you for a year, I'm going to allow you to create AI songs, AI-generated songs with my voice. So I'm going to come in the studio, I'm going to sing, and I'm going to rap phrases that I say on a consistent basis so that it knows how to identify my voice. And let's see what y'all come up with. So then little tech head people are going to come up with songs, and they're going to put the songs out. Then they're going to test them. How are they going to test them? Because they're already in bed with Spotify. How else would they test them? They've already gotten the G, because I'm not going to say nothing about that, but they already got the G to say, well, look, man. So, we got to take TikTok out because they don't want to get down with the campaign. So we got to take them out. So we're going to be able to test our stuff out on these platforms. How many platforms do we own over here? They're going to start listing them. Bam, 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 bam. All right, put the song out. Let's see what they do. The general public they're not going to be thinking about how much stuff is fake. Because guess what? Everybody is engulfed in their own day-to-day lives. Everybody's on the money chase. Everybody got to do this. All of the women podcasts saying these dudes ain't nothing. All of the dude podcasts saying these women ain't nothing. Guess what? The more fighting we got, the more we don't really have time to address what's real and what's fake. So they'll easily get the AI stuff off. Very easily get the AI stuff off because ain't nobody gonna have no time to do no digging except for people like me. People like me live for this stuff. I like to look for the inconsistencies and patterns. I like to see how people move. That's how I look at it. Let's see, Pharrell or Kanye. Easy. Pharrell. Pharrell or Kanye. I'm going to say Pharrell all day. Now, I love Kanye. Don't get it twisted. I love Kanye for... he's one of the only people I've seen that can manipulate a sample and take it somewhere else. But when it comes to creative free, and even if you leftover crack, I would like for you to add not just Pharrell, but Chad Pharrell or Kanye. I would like for you to add Chad Pharrell Pharrell, or Kanye. And if you offer me those options, I'm gonna choose Chad every day. And if you don't know who Chad is, I'm talking about Chad from the Neptunes. I'm gonna pick Chad every day, every day of the week. But anyway, that's so. I think we are in for something, y'all. We are in for a road trip. The trip is gonna be crazy. Trip is gonna be crazy. Let me see what y'all got in the super chats. I'm sorry, y'all. I haven't been reading no comments, so give me a second. If y'all got something y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat, and I got you. Big Shane, what up? I ain't seen you in a minute, big dog. Tick Black, what up? Who is that? Is that Leah? What up? What up? What up? So, you said, do you feel like this is the destruction or the rebuilding of a new industry? The destruction or the rebuilding of a new industry? The destruction or the rebuilding of a new industry? I'm assuming you're talking about music business, right? So, and that's from Big Mike on Super Chats. He asked me, do I think that where the industry is going right now is the destruction of an industry or the rebuilding of an industry? I think it's both. The reason I'll say is both is, I think I've had this conversation 1,000 times, and I'll say it again. But if you're new to the conversation, I'll say it again. So for some time now, I've looked at technology, and I looked at patterns. If you look at patterns, it'll tell you everything you need to know, first off. And that's for business, that's for like entrepreneurship, that's for music, for food, for relationships, for churches. Just look at the patterns. If you look at the patterns, it'll tell you everything that you need to know. Right? Case in point. I think where we are in the music business right now is the exact same thing that was happening in the 50s and the 60s. Same exact thing. Nothing different. The only thing that changed is the type of technology, right? And then the type of artist, or what we view as artists. I'll say that, what we view as artists. I think that's going to change. Let's go back to the 60s and the 50s, right? Go back to the 60s and the 50s and the 60s. Back then, during the 50s and 60s, there was no such thing as social media. There was no such thing as streams. There was no such thing as these big, enormous venues like the Crypto Arena or the Benz Stadium here in Georgia. Like, they didn't have stuff on that level, like that magnitude, like just enormous stuff like that. It was stadiums, true. We had stadiums back then, and we had big venues, but on the level in which it exists today, it did not exist. Right? They had radio. That was it. So if we wanted to get, if back in the 60s and the 50s, if we wanted to get music out and we had to promote the music, what were the options? The options was, you're going to play the Chitlin circuit. You play the Chitlin circuit because your song did good on radio. Radio picked your song up because somebody physically walked to the radio station, or they physically drove or flew, however they got their music over there. They got the music over there, and then they played the song. Basic, right? Very basic concept. I think that that's where we're going to end up getting back to while the rebuilding process is happening. Because I think the independent artists, it's going to be a lot of people to lose. It's going to be a lot of people to lose. If you think about how SAG-AFTRA had the whole strike going on last year, right? And from my understanding, there's still some stuff going on today. But they had the strike stuff going on last year, and artists and actors and everybody would say, yo, I'm losing my job. I had to lose my house. Billy Porter, perfect example. Billy Porter said, I had to let my house go. Had to let my house go because I wasn't making no money. I make my money from this. I had these endorsements, and these endorsements was based on me doing these amount of movies per year and these amount of appearances. But since I was on strike with SAG-AFTRA, we couldn't do no appearances, so I had to take an L, right? I think during this rebuilding process is going to be a lot of people that have to do that type of stuff. They're going to be taking L's. But what I have been saying consistently, I've consistently said the same thing. I said, yo, if you're an independent artist, I think I said this on even some of my clips. I said, if you're an independent artist, I would suggest you go find some of these people that got fired from Universal or they got fired from Capitol or Columbia. Find some of these people and have them work for you in your independent company. Why? I want not because it's a flex for you to say, oh yeah, they used to work for Universal, now they work for me. I'm a boss. Not that. That's who cares? That's carnal flexing. I want you to go hire these people because those are the people that probably still got a lot of the resources and experience. Exactly. A lot of these people got resources, they got experiences. So when it does come to the ground level of doing footwork, they can say, well, yeah, I know so-and-so over here at K19 Arkansas. We can get you over there. Or I know so-and-so at so-and-so B100 in this secondary market that very few people visit. I can get you over there. And now you as an independent artist are creating your own source of income through doing those chitlin circuits again. A new version of chitlin circuits, though. A new version of chitlin circuits. Because what I don't want artists to do is not use technology. We have to use technology to level up. That's a part of the progression. So although the things that we do might mimic what happened in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, it might mimic that from a work standpoint, like hitting the ground running, doing some of these secondary markets, doing these tours like that. But now you got technology via social media, via AI, via all of these things. You can utilize these tools and level all the way up. Because what happens is this. Let's do this. Let's do a hypothetical. Let's say you go out here, you get your own tour set up. Let's say you set up 5 secondary markets. A secondary market might be AI. I mean, not AI. A secondary market might be Arkansas. It might be Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It might be Salisbury, North Carolina. Like all of these little small towns, you can set up a tour all day and charge people $1,000 to come over there and do the tour. Now, although you're only charging $1,000, you're gonna be doing a lot of work. It's gonna be work. But let's say you take home $1,000 out of doing 4 shows a week. So you do 4 shows a week. You got a band, you got sound man, you got travel, you got transportation, you got hotels, all that stuff. And let's say your base is $250 per show. You do 4 shows per weekend. That's $1,000 per week. Now you can do $4,000 a month. You take $100 out of that. Put that. Make sure you record all of your shows though. Record all of the shows. But take $100 out of that $1,000 per week. Put it towards ads. Run ads on social media. Now you start building your credibility and you start building the equity with your fans, and your fans are now starting to post your shows and say, yo, I had a good time at so-and-so show. I ain't have to pay that much money. He only charged us $1 for the show. He only charged us $1 for the show, but the show was so fire. If you see so-and-so come to your city, make sure y'all go support them. Guess what? Now you got the credibility with the fan base. You got the equity relationships with the people that own the venues, and you also have kept your overhead low, so you don't have a whole lot of people to pay. You pay the people that's necessity to the business. In no time, you will be making $10,000 a weekend doing chitlin circuit stuff. That's income that you can live off of. Now, remember with that $1,000, and I like groups of 10. So that's why the 10% rule. I like 10%. So out of that $1,000, you were spending $100 in ads. Now you can charge $10,000 per show. If you charge $10,000 per show, how much can you spend, class? How much can you spend on ads, class? Do y'all know on TikTok? On Patreon, do y'all know? 10% rule. If you were charging $1,000 per weekend, you were making $1,000 per weekend, and you were spending $100 in ads. Now that you're making $10,000 per weekend, You can spend $1,000 on ads. What do you think that $1,000 on ads look like? A whole lot of money. You're gonna be able to sell a lot of merch. You'll be able to sell a whole lot of tickets for one. You can sell VIP stuff. You can sell everything for your fan base, and the overhead and the ticket price is gonna be so low because you controlled it all. You controlled it all. That's where I think we're going. That's gonna be the new economy of independent artists. Now, granted, there will still be label people that want to sign you because they want to be a part of that campaign. And they might want to sign you because they only want you to push the new product that they got coming out, or the new whatever they got coming out. They want to sign you so you can push that and they can attach that to the tour that you've already set up. But in the in between time, you can set your own stuff up and live and thrive and survive. No more such thing as starving artists. That's my 501c3. No more starving artists. I don't feel like you have to starve no more. It's so many options. It's so many options. And I ain't get to half of the stuff I really wanted to cover today. But that was my response. That was my 30-minute. That's my response to your question. Do I think that the industry is failing, or however you said it, if the industry is failing, or if it's whatever, rebuilding? So while that's going on, I do feel like the industry is going to just evolve more into technology. Like, and also this last thing for that conversation. Wouldn't you do the same thing? If you owned all of these platforms and you own all of this technology and you have the staff to develop the new technology, and you got the relationships with Elon Musk, and you got relationships with Jeff Bezos and people that got billions and trillions, wouldn't you do the same thing? That's how it works. If you are a capital investor, you're going to invest money to get capital. Duh. I ain't gonna say the other word. Let's see. I'm more into songwriting. So this is the thing, and this is for Dom Q. I think the songwriter is gonna be more important than ever. The songwriter is gonna carry the bulk of the weight of everything, right? Now, I say that with a grain of salt. I say it with a grain of salt because I think that the songwriter also will have to learn how to utilize AI. I think the songwriter is going to have to learn how to use AI and how to work with it, not against it. Reason I say that is this, all right? How many times have we had studio sessions and people book a session, they pay $100 an hour. They pay I think the most studio session time I think I've seen was like $500 to $600 an hour. That's how much I think the most I've seen per hour for studio sessions. But let's say this. Let's say that you get booked to do a session, and the label owner, the manager, the artist, or whoever, they're paying $500 an hour for you to be in a studio session. They book 4 hours with you. They just dropped $2,000 just on studio time. $2,000 just on studio time. You better get in that studio and create some music. So you know how us creative people, sometimes we go through these periods where you have like a brain fart. I think that's when it's time to use AI. It can help with prompts. Exactly. Yes. I think that's where it'll be good for songwriters and artists to learn how to use AI, because unfortunately, we have built a society of ADHD people that want it right now. We want it right now. Yo, same thing with the Kendrick Lamar and the Drake beef and the Rick Ross beef. Yo, you got 24 hours to respond to me. If you don't respond to me, you lose. So us as the fans, we're looking back like, yo, you got 24 hours. Yo, he said 24 hours. He got 24 hours. He got 24 hours. But if we look at people Like Jay-Z and Nas when they did that thing, Pac and Biggie, y'all. Anybody that had like these phenomenal rap battle beefs thing, like these people, it wasn't no 24 hours. The only reason it's 24 hours now is because we got social media to identify as a timestamp. But these are still humans. But what happens is everybody got ADHD. Nobody has the patience. So they say, look, Kendrick ain't responded in 24 hours. I'm going to just go on AI and type out a Kendrick verse and let AI re-rap it for me. Henceforth, all of the fake songs that's been generated over and over. And it's being monetized. Let's not forget that part. That's where we at, yo. That's where we at. All right, that's it. That's how. All right, yeah, that's my time, y'all. Look, thank you for keeping me on my P's and Q's with my time, because we've been going over it like by a whole lot every week, and I'm trying to do better about that. But everybody on Patreon, I'm still gonna rock with you for a second. Everybody on TikTok, I'm gonna still rock with you for a second. But if you're watching this on YouTube, yo, I love you. Till next time, peace.